They say the potential for greatness lies within each of us. I have with me today a man who embodies that indomitable human spirit that can overcome the impossible. It is a great pleasure and honor for us to have the 11th President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam, with us here today.
Thank you, Daniel. Very nice.
Dr. Kalam, I'd like to start at the very beginning. What made you different as a young man living in Rameshwaram that perhaps brought you to where you are today?
Well, since you are asking about Rameshwaram, long ago, 1941, British India, British ruling, Ceylon also, Ceylon were there, they were ruling, and ruling India also. So I was studying in a primary school, a small thatched school in British India. I was in 5th class, that is 10-year boy. And that's a great teacher. Of course, number of teachers were there. One teacher I consider is my mentor. His name is Chevaan Daniel, 1941. 5th class teacher. He will come to class. When he comes to the class, he was radiating knowledge because he's a scholar in Sanskrit, in Tamil, and a great teacher in science. And he was radiating purity of life as a teacher because he's a Gandhian. And purity in life I can see in him. So as a 10-year boy, he was my role model. Beautiful role model for knowledge and purity of life.
Your teacher, I'm sure, inspired you, but there must have been a quality within you that made you rise up above the rest. Can you talk to me about that, Dr. Kalam?
For me, one person, as I already told you, Chevaan Daniel, he taught me that you must have a dream in life, a dream in life. Then my parents, they taught me there is not a dream alone sufficient. You have to acquire knowledge, acquire the knowledge. And then I worked under one Professor Prakash. He was my I worked with him, and he taught me that you have to do the hard work. When people were sleeping, you must be gathering knowledge and output action. Then I had another great person, I worked with him, Professor Satish Dhawan. He taught me that problem, you should not be afraid of problem. You should become the captain of the problem, defeat the problem and succeed. So you will see there are 4 elements in my life influence. Great aim for my teacher. Then to have a great aim, to achieve it, you have to acquire the knowledge. It's not sufficient acquiring the knowledge also. Then you have to work. And then problem will come when you work. Anyone will experience problem. Problem should not become your captain. You should become the captain of the problem, defeat the problem and succeed. So this is the chain reaction in my life. Aim, acquire knowledge, hard work, and don't be afraid of the problem. Defeat the problem. These 4.
Dr. Kalam, millions of Sri Lankans, especially young children, are watching this interview. They're listening to you right now. And many of them are waiting for opportunity. Can you discuss your thoughts on making the best of opportunity, whatever it might be?
My idea is to see that I propagated an idea yesterday, how we should eliminate fossil fuel. Because every liter of oil You all have come in the car today, or a jeep, or something. But remember, 1 liter of the oil, petrol or diesel, what you use, generate 2 kilograms of carbon dioxide. Throughout the world, they are generating 30 gigatons of the carbon dioxide every year and damaging the planet Earth. So, I am a promoter of energy independence. I am promoting energy independence, go away from fossil fuel, use solar power and also wind power and nuclear power and biofuel. Yesterday, your minister, Honorable Minister Chambika, he has organized yesterday evening energy empowers the nation, Sri Lanka. That's the point I said. Time has come. We move away from fossil fuel to the clean fuel like solar power, wind power, nuclear power and biofuel.
The kind of transformation that you're talking about requires not just innovation but transformational innovation. It requires every level of a society to start thinking about innovation. Can you share your thoughts on how Sri Lanka as a nation can begin moving towards becoming a nation that thinks innovation?
The innovation can take place from anywhere. It can come from a school laboratory, college laboratory, or industrial complexes, or fisherman hut, or a farmer's house. Anybody can innovate, and that innovation be captured. In India, we have got what is called National Innovation Foundation. This National Innovation Foundation has a certain budget. Every year they look for grassroots innovators. Grassroots innovator means it's not only urban innovators. The rural area also innovators will be there. So they try to locate. They locate 200, 300 people every year. Finally, they recognize 20 innovations and they give award every year. I am getting involved in that. It's good you asked the question. So I want to tell you, Sri Lanka, with this sea all around, water, and the beautiful sunshine and wind, it can innovate. It can innovate many areas. Only there should be academic institutions, and the leaders should be conscious about the importance of innovation. So you see this light, the bulb is there. When the bulb and the light, when you see, you remember Thomas Alva Edison. Because Thomas Alva Edison, as a boy, he has used in New York oil lamp. But the boy said, I want to see the whole New York electrified, but he has electrified the whole of the world. Like that in India also, like Sir C.V. Raman or Srinivasa Ramanujan, mathematician, the people were discoverers and inventors. Every nation has got. We have to capture, we have to encourage, we have to fund, and that innovation takes the shape of a product system. Then people will get encouraged. Okay.
Will Sri Lanka be able to uncover a Thomas Alva Edison or Alexander Graham Bell? We'll talk more to Dr. Kalam right after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. We have with us today a great citizen of the world, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Dr. Kalam, we were talking about innovation, and now I want to move on to creativity, something that I know that you love to talk about. What is creative thinking?
Creativity is born out of learning. That is, learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you great. Starting point, learning. So learning ends with knowledge. The higher the learning, the higher the creativity, and the higher the knowledge, and nation benefits.
How can creativity be encouraged, inculcated, even allowed within an educational system, Dr. Kalam?
My feeling is one of the important thing in the university. I have addressed number of universities in Sri Lanka, and yesterday I addressed number of students. For me, indication is whether creativity is there or not, the number of questions they ask. Okay? Number of repeatedly questions, certain questions comes in. So I believe the questions is a signal for creativity. Now it can be nurtured, it can be eliminated also. So a great teacher nurtures the creativity by making student ask question. He teaches only half the time, 1 hour teaching. I am a teacher. 1 hour teaching, only half an hour he will teach. Another half an hour he will discuss issues with the students. Student ask back questions. The question and question generate creativity, creativity to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, knowledge makes a person great.
As Sri Lanka forges ahead, we have priorities that we have to decide on. Let's call it development priorities. Dr. Kalam, in your opinion, what should be the development priorities of a nation like Sri Lanka in the stage it is today?
See, yesterday I have met Sri Lanka President and also Prime Minister and the Energy Minister. I met at different timing. I gave a document, a 5-page document. The document is the vision of 2020 for SAARC nations. Sri Lanka, India, and all SAARC nations. I believe, fortunately, Sri Lanka, in many human development index, they are top. They are good shape. For example, education, 95% literacy. Similarly, some of the parameters, for example, energy is, even though they use 60-70% is a fossil fuel type, but the energy is sufficient for the island. Now they want to make it clean energy, their mission. So with this background, now the time has come, institutions like SAARC nation work together each other. One of the priority for them, leaving the differences, they should work together. Because the priority for SAARC nation, livable planet Earth. Livable planet Earth. If livable planet Earth is not there, then 1.5 billion people of SAARC nation will not have a good home, habitat, good habitat. So we have to make our habitat clean and planet Earth can live. That means our energy should be clean energy, our water should be drinkable, and then our type of people who work the clean environment, they have to work. So that is the priority for SAARC nation. That's why I insisting we have to work together. SAARC nation have to work together. This concept I have putting forth.
Dr. Kalam, what about technology?
Well, technology, if you look at SAARC nation, technology in certain area, in various stages, it is available. But what is needed is how to add value to the technology. How add technology to technology.
What do you mean?
Technology to technology means, see the electricity is there. Its application is a grid. For example, you generate power, Sri Lanka. You have excess power. There's a grid of shore grid, electrical grid, the power can be transmitted. There is another nation water surplus, and that waterway it should be in such a way that all SAARC nation can benefit. Okay? So this is what is we have to think of. Similarly, information technology can be, nations can work together. Water they can work together, and electricity they can work together. Thereby environment they can work together. Then they will add value addition to the people of that region.
Do you think that technology is leveling the playing field? Do you think it's opening out opportunities for segments of society that never had the opportunity before?
See, I believe if you take few technology, information technology, biotechnology, nanotechnology, this is going to make a big change in our lives. But the biggest challenge will be that when they combine together. It's called convergence of technology, information, nano, bio. There is convergence of technology, you are doing the value addition in discovery. For example, a nano robot, it needs all the three technologies. Nanorobot is expected. You can program it. Once you inject in the body using the three technology, it tries to locate where is the cancerous cell and it treats the cancer cell or any other diseased cell. And then it gets digested because it's DNA based. The robot is a DNA, nanorobot is a DNA based. Three technology involved there, bio, nano, info. So you find the new dimension going to come. Sri Lanka may have information technology, India may have, or some other country may biotechnology. Some other country will have a nanotechnology, nano, info, they have to combine.
The convergence of technology, is this the new benchmark for Sri Lanka? We'll talk more to Dr. Kalam right after this break. Stay with us. We have with us today a great humanitarian, scientist, thinker, and of course a leader, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Politicians and politics.
Oh, you are going to the very important subject. Very good. At this juncture, for Sri Lanka is very important now.
Indeed, sir. I know that you have radical views about politicians and what we should expect of them. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, I have addressed my parliament when I was a president in India, 2000-2007. I have addressed joint session of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, more than about 650 members. I said that we need a change, our political philosophy. I defined politics equal to political politics plus developmental politics. What is political politics? What is the development politics? Political politics deals with the election of parliament members. You are going through election, I think, in August sometime.
August 17th, sir.
August 17th you are going. So at right time, right type of question you asked. Okay. Now political politics the political parties vie each other, try to see they get elected, so parliament members will do a lot of politics. That's called political party. Naturally, you have to market is a party. And no, nothing wrong in it, but each party marketing its party for political politics. The development politics, the parliament members stand for a constituency. He promised development politics, the parliament member, he promises, I am going to do next 5 years. These are the improvement I will do. First, the water bodies, all water bodies are activated. All the trees today, so many trees are there, I will 10 times will increase the trees. So that beautiful environment will be there. Then number of small scale industries today, so many, I will add technology to the small scale industries. Like that, he will say in development politics, what are the constituency improvement the politicians will do. Normally, I wish in the world, 70% of the time parliament members should do development politics. 30% of the time they should do the political politics. But they do reverse. Not only in Sri Lanka, not only in India, everywhere throughout the world, 70% they do political politics, 30% they do the development politics. So I am advocating that you reverse it. Let the parliament promise, in 5 years, my period MP, I will do the development of my constituency. Every parliament member say what you will do. And after 5 years, you can, citizens who are going to vote can check what he promised, what he has done.
What about the responsibility the people have?
Well, the selection the right type of members who does development politics. Constituency, what he promised, what he has done. After 5 years, they will know, because in media like yours, you are going to say, this is the promise he has made, this is the promise he has done. Next time, they will select the right type of guy.
Dr. Kalam, you've spoken about e-elections. Can you expand on this very quickly?
See, I visualize the situation. In my country, I have propagated this. One day it may happen. Your country also. What I said, when a man or a woman wants to become a member of assembly or a parliament, the details go to the election commission. Election commission refers to police action and income tax information and the property assets, and every details remotely as accessed. Nobody need to go, nobody has to fill it up. It's all data available. And from that they decide whether he can be elected or she can stand for election. Okay. So election commission is e-commission, selection. Then voting, I am saying, see, since we have given a code, secret code has come in now, every nation. We have the individual bio identifications there. You don't need to go on pooling both and vote. You can vote wherever you are, because your identification is secret. So this is what finally should happen. Then you will find our 60-70% of the voting should become 95 to 100% possible.
This is changing the dimension completely of the politics that we are used to. Politics, of course, has a lot to do with leadership, and leadership doesn't necessarily have to be with the CEO or the president or the prime minister. Leadership, as you've advocated, comes from all levels of society. I want to talk to you about your leadership philosophy. What makes you the leader that you are?
One of the greatest quality of great leaders throughout the world, when I survey, own quality is there, and he or she becomes a great leader. That quality, can you imagine that quality?
I can't.
You can't. Okay, I will tell you. What can I give? What can I give? That quality. You take a child, okay, and you take a teenager, you take a grown-up person and a leader. Since you asked a question, leader, the child will say in a human need, you give me. The teenager say, you don't worry, I will do it. Whereas the grown-up fellow say, why not we work together? The leader will say, what can I give? The child said, you give me. 4 years, 3 years child. But the leader says, what can I give? That's the quality we need. What can I give? What can I give? What can I give?
So we are nearing the end of this fascinating conversation. As I said before, millions of young Sri Lankans are all ears listening to your every word. And I want to ask you 2 questions. The first is, how can a young person aspire to reach that person's potential, number 1? And number 2, what is your message to the young people of Sri Lanka?
They must have, young people, before age reaching 20, they must have a great aim.
Before the age of 20?
Before the age of 20, great aim. Parents and teachers should help them. That alone not sufficient, great aim. They should continuously acquire the knowledge. Knowledge through great books, great teachers, great human beings. Third thing, when people are all sleeping, leaders sometimes they don't sleep. They are working. Hard work, hard work, hard work. Fourth is they are not afraid of the problem. They defeat the problem and succeed. Okay? So these are the 4 qualities I suggest my young friends in Sri Lanka yesterday. India also I suggest. The message what can I give? It's not my message. A message of a great poet, a thinker of Rumi. Rumi, 13th century man. I have modified for Sri Lanka youth. Okay? The message goes like that. A young boy or a girl of 15 years or yesterday they took a vow at Colombo, young people. The vow is, I will fly and fly. How? How? Then I gave how it should be done. They repeated a oath, all young people yesterday. Oath is, I am born with potential. I am born with goodness and trust. I am born with ideas and dreams. I am born with greatness. I am born with confidence. I am born with courage. I will defeat the problem and succeed. I am born with wings. So, I am not meant for crawling. I have wings. I will fly and fly and fly.
Dr. Kalam, I'm sure I speak certainly for News First and for all Sri Lankans when I say it's been an absolute honor and a pleasure and a privilege to have you here with us. I certainly hope that we get this opportunity to have you here in Sri Lanka once again. They say there can be no greatness without simplicity, truth, and boldness. And that was certainly apparent in our discussion with Dr. Abdul Kalam. Thank you for watching.